And it's the middle race of the round of 8 for the NASCAR Cup Series. We're here at Martinsville for the running of the Xfinity 500. It is race number 35 of the season. And here we go, about to get underway here from the Martinsville Speedway. Chase Elliott, William Byron lead us to the green flag. And here we go. The green flag is out. We're underway from Martinsville. Everyone going too wide, and Blaney is going to clear William Byron for second, and Chase Elliott's going to lead the first lap. That's Chase Elliott, pretty good here in Martinsville. 1 year season to go. Looking at Ryan Blaney, he was one of those guys under the cut line trying to get in on points. But will he have enough points? He pretty much is he's almost in a must-win situation. Look at Austin Dillon running up here in the top 5 already, trying to get around Austin Cindric. That number 2 car. Cindric's going to go at the racetrack there just a little bit. Caution! Trouble on the front straightaway for the 38 car of Todd Gilliland, who goes for a spin. That will put a damper on his day. Take a look at what happened right here in the replay. Oh, Nemechek slides in front of the 35. That moves the 35 up track a little bit. 38 gets way out of the groove. 38 gets into the wall, gets sideways, and goes around right there in front of the 71 of McDowell. Going on board right now with him. Oh. Here we go, about to get this race back underway from the paperclip. Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney lead him, and the green flag's going to be back in the air. Blaney trying to look on the inside, but the 24 is going to try to look to the inside of the number 24. Look at this, Austin Dillon and Kyle Larson. Larson's going to go on the inside. Larson's going to get around Austin Dillon, but Austin Dillon's going to get the run to the outside right here. The outside, and just has the more better speed, the more momentum on it. Now Joey Logano is going to get around the 3 of Austin Dillon, and the 3 is going to fall back to the 1 of Ross Chastain. Side by side for position here. Austin Dillon seems to perform pretty good at these these short tracks. Looking at Austin Cindric in the number 4 spot. And Cindric, he's been a pretty underrated guy. Has 1 win this year, coming out of short track in Bristol. Coming here at Martinsville. Running right now in the 4 spot. Going up ahead here to the 5 car of Kyle Larson. They're going back 1 spot short. He's had a pretty good playoff run. Had a 3 in a row stretch by winning at Rockingham, Bristol, and the Roval. Trying to get a win here in Martinsville. Lock himself in the championship 4. He would be good on points. If he was able to stay in that spot, he'd be able to make it on points before the cutoff race next weekend in Talladega. But we look at the 24, he's running in 3rd. Last week's winner, the only guy locked into the championship 4. Won at, of course, Las Vegas. But looking at Chase Elliott, who last win and only wins come before the playoffs started. And look at this in the back. Chad Fincham in the 66 trying to get around the 67 of Corey Heim. There's been rumors of Heim going to that 3rd full-time car for 2311. Herbst would be out again, and they'd put Heim in that 35 car for next year. Chad Fincham's going to get around him. Not a great run for Chad Fincham, but probably better than what he expected the run this afternoon tonight. 67 is going to go way up high. That's going to allow the 71 of McDowell on his inside. Go up ahead here. Tyler Reddick, who has just been having a struggling season this year. Hasn't won. Carson Hocevar, 1 win last year in Daytona. Going to Hendrick next year in the 48 car. That's going to be big for him. Definitely going to give him a good shot at winning some more races and probably going to have an even better shot at making the playoffs in 2026. Currently runs in the 30s right now. Running right behind that 38 car, Todd Gilliland. 42, John Hunter Nemechek, who was a round 1 exit after winning the Daytona 500. There's really not a lot going on track. Everyone is pretty much strung out. Don't want to really say strung out, but they're close to one another. But no one's been able to make a pass here. And that's kind of what's going on with this car. It's really hard to pass here on these short tracks, kind of due part to the lower horsepower that we have. Here's Denny Hamlin, the Progressive Toyota. And the Toyotas, I would think they would have a better run today, but they don't have the speed today, it seems like. Denny Hamlin doesn't have that speed. He's the guy trying to make the championship 4. Gonna go up the racetrack. That's gonna allow Chase Briscoe to go to his inside. Briscoe, one of the best Toyotas all year long. Probably one of the best cars all year long. He's had one of the best cars all year long. Denny Hamlin won here in the spring, by the way. Trying to get the Martinsville sweep. And that'll be big dividends to go on into fight for his first championship in his 20th season in NASCAR Cup Series action. There's one car on pit road. That's the 66 of Chad Fincham, who did his service, and now he's going to get out back onto the racetrack, exiting the pit lane. Going to come out right in front of the 99 of Suarez. He will be going to Spire Motorsports next year with Freeway Insurance as a sponsor. Can't wait to see what he does next year at Spire. Chase Elliott is caught up to lap traffic, the race leader. As we're going to take a break, you guys are watching the Xfinity 500 from Martinsville. Welcome back to NASCAR Cup Series Racing on NBC, live from the Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia, where Chase Elliott leads it over his teammate William Byron, who just got the second place spot from now third place Ryan Blaney. Then he got Austin Cindric and Kyle Larson rounding out the top 5, and Cole Custer is going to move up the racetrack. This is the final few races. There's 3 races to go, counting today's race for that Haas factory team. They'll be shutting down. Of course, that team got bought out by Legacy Motor Club. They'll be going to a third car next year with Cole Custer. And look at Ryan Blaney right now. We're running in third. The best Penske car. And you got all the Penske guys all in the top 5 or in top 10 right here. Running third, fourth, and sixth. If Logano can get around this 5th place car, Kyle Larson, then that'll put Logano in 5th, and that would make all the Penske cars inside the top 5. Look at this. Austin Hill's going to hold up Chase Elliott. Elliott goes up the track, and here comes William Byron on the inside. Haven't had a pass for the lead all day, and we might get one here. And William Byron trying to go back to back. If he did that, that would give him some even bigger momentum for next weekend's race at Talladega. But Byron's going to go up the track. Blaney's going to be right there on his inside. Blaney got a good run. Now Byron's going to move up the racetrack a little bit. That car is a little bit too tight. Blaney, Byron, side by side. Byron is going to lose that spot once again. Blaney's going to take the second spot. And ultimately, Blaney's going to try to take that race lead from Chase Elliott there in the 9 car. Austin Hill's held up the 9 so far. He's going to finally get around him. That 33 has just been an nuisance. That's typical Austin Hill for you. Now Ryan Blaney, what does he do with that? Well, look at this, 2 cars trying to get by the 24. Cindric trying to get around Byron for that 3rd spot. Let's go on board with Ryan Blaney. Yeah, for just some reason, Ryan Blaney cannot get around the 33 right there. That lap car, man, it's slow, but it's also holding up these guys right behind, and that's going to allow Chase Elliott to, gain on his lead. That's going to allow him to, have an even better cushion, going to make him even more comfortable. Chase Elliott has a really comfortable car. He likes it. Quiet over the radio. Usually he is a quiet guy over the radio, but quiet guy in general, but every time he's been on the radio and they've asked him how the car is, he just says, I love it. Keep doing what you guys have been, what you're doing. But William, or I guess you can call him William Clyde. Chase Elliott, though, really fast, best guy all night here. I think that 33 is the best guy at holding up people as Chase Elliott gets around the lap car. The 44 car of Derek Kraus. Now he's going to have his sights set on the 67 of Corey Heim. Corey Heim is going to hold up the 9 right here. Heim hasn't run full-time any this year. Tony Breidinger took over that 11. She was on a tear, but she's kind of fallen back off a little bit. And now with rumors, like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, that Corey Heim possibly going to a 3rd 2311 car in 2026. Chase Elliott's leading. If I guess you want to talk about contracts, next year is the second to last year on his current Hendrick contract that ends in 2027. You guys are watching the Xfinity 500 from Martinsville. We'll be back live from Martinsville. Guys watching NASCAR Cup Series racing on NBC, where it's Chase Elliott who has been the dominant guy. He's led every single lap of this race, trying to lock himself in the championship for the 2nd year in a row, and trying to win this race for the 2nd year in a row. Ryan Blaney is running in 2nd, but he has a good distance behind the leader, Chase Elliott. Yeah, and I would believe that if you guys want to have a guy who's determined to win, I mean, all these guys are determined to win, so what the hell am I talking about? But we got Austin Dillon, though, in the top 5 up here. Going to get around Joey Logano. Great run for Austin Dillon tonight. Oh, the 24 is going to go way up the racetrack right there. That's going to allow the 22 to get some sort of run right here. Logano was able to get around the 20 or the 2 and the 5 as we got cars down the pit lane. Sheldon Creed. Oh, look at this friendly fire. 33 is going to hold up his teammate, Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon's not going to really like that. That's going to allow Logano and Larson to get by. They just go on that outside. And, I mean, they're holding him up. They're holding him up here. As they're going to go down the pit lane, we can now have green flag pit stops. A lot of cars down the pit lane here, as including the leader Chase Elliott, who is down pit road, going to stop in his stall. 4 tires, 2 cans of fuel, of course. That's what Chase Elliott's going to take. Kaz Gralla is going to leave his pit stall, and Elliott's out. Priest comes in. A lot of these guys out. Busch. Oh, big cluster on pit road. Bowman's went 3 wide on the inside on pit road and passed a bunch of cars on pit lane. Gonna come out right in front of the 34 car of Josh Berry. Creed in 21 is gonna be on his outside. By the way, Ryan Preece was the leader at one point. And Chase Elliott will cycle out as the race leader once everyone goes on through, does their service, and Chase has pretty much led every lap, except for a few. Ryan Preece, the other lap leader in this race. And there we go. Chase Elliott is going to take back the lead here from Martinsville. Won this race a year ago in dramatic fashion. Spun Denny Hamlin out late in the race. Hamlin flipped. Got into Ty Gibbs at one point. Gibbs spun out, but then he held off in overtime. Chase Elliott went on to win the race. Unfortunately, got last in the championship four in 2025. Just a year later, he's leading here cleanly, and it's been mainly a clean, calm race here. Not the typical Martinsville fall race, more like the spring race here. And the spring race is usually more calm, not as chaotic. It can be chaotic, but it's been calm one. Both Martinsville races have been really calm this year, I feel like. Spring didn't have a lot of action. Denny Hamlin won it. I think the fall is going to be the same way here. Chase Elliott possibly going away with the win. And we look at this battle between Ryan Blaney and William Byron. Byron goes high and out of the groove, almost out into the asphalt. '24 is going to go up way high. Of course, he's going to lose some ground by doing that. Lap cars are going to go high, and you can see there, Byron can easily get around the lap cars, but obviously can't get around Ryan Blaney. Blaney's running up and out of the groove a few times, and I don't know if Byron's going to like that or not. But Blaney's trying to chase down this guy. Chase Elliott through leads, coming to 15 laps to go here in Martinsville. These laps going to go by quick. He's getting held up by the 51 of Kaz Grala. 15 laps to go for Chase Elliott. 15 laps away from possibly fighting for a championship in Homestead, Miami, where he won there 3 years ago. Trying to get his third win of the season. Third win of the season, too. So, remember, Bell last year had 4 wins, won the championship. I think that could be a good omen for Chase Elliott. Now up front, who's leading it? Right on board, Chase Elliott. That was the 9s on board. As here we go. 11 laps to go now for Chase Elliott, who's just been dominant, but guess what? The 12 and the 24 have gone around the lap cars. Blaney is going to be right there. Elliott goes up the track. Byron's going to be there too, running in third. Well, Elliott's going to go way up high now. Or not way up high. He's going to get held up by the 51. Going to use the 51 car as a pick. Going to push him. Arrow push him down in the 3 and 4. Less than 10 to go. It's going to be 9 laps to go now for car number 9. And Chase has to be saying, "Get out of my way. Get out of my way, Kaz Grala." Oh, but we're going to have a battle for second, it looks like. Byron takes a look at the 12 on the inside. Oh, now the 9's going to go up the track. Oh, Byron, I thought he was going to get in the 12 right there. Could have got into the 9. That could have been nasty. The top 2 could have wrecked right there. 9 goes way up the racetrack. We reached lap 70. 6 laps to go. Top 3 all looking for a chance. Well, really, the top 2. Byron's locked in with his win last week in Las Vegas. The top 2 trying to look at their shot at punching their ticket to Homestead. 5 laps to go. Elliott still goes up the racetrack, trying to just get around the lap car. Try not to worry about the 12, but at the same time, he has to worry about the 12 and the 51. Blaney's going to be on his inside. This time by, it is 5 to go for real. I got my laps mixed up. 5 laps to go this time by. Coming in the 4 to go. 4 laps to go. Elliott just keeps on going up the track, but he's great on the corner exit. Not really so great in the middle of the corners. Watch this. Watch him roll out of 4 right here. He's gonna be good right there. 3 laps to go. 3 to go for Martinsville. Elliott goes up the track. Blaney's gonna be on his inside. Side by side for the lead. Elliott pretty much sent it in that corner. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go now. A lap and a half remaining. Come around this time by to the final lap. It's going to be the final lap. White flag is out. One more time around for Chase Elliott. A year ago, Chase Elliott won this race in dramatic fashion and controversial fashion. This year, he's going to be all clean and green. A dominating performance in Martinsville will send Chase Elliott to the championship 4.